Hello, this week or today rather, we are covering Home Instruction Week 6 for personal narratives. It is day 2 of our packet. Just a reminder of things that we want to include in our personal narrative. It is a story about one time that you did something, a small moment that happened with you, not an entire weekend, just one small moment. In here, excuse me, you want to make sure you include who the characters are in the story. Make sure you include yourself. This is not like the imaginary story where you are making up a character. It is about you and maybe other people you interacted with. You want to include your setting, where your story took place. You want to include what the problem was in your story. You want to include how was your problem solved. How did you solve your problem? How did somebody help you solve your problem? You want to include dialogue. You want to make sure your characters are talking, that they're moving, that you're bringing them to life. You want to make sure that your story stays on topic and that you don't start to go off topic, because then it makes the story unclear. After you do that, you want to look back and make sure that your story has words that are spelled correctly, that you have correct punctuation, that you have capital letters in the right places, and that your story's organized appropriately. You can check if it's organized appropriately or if you're missing words by reading it aloud to a family member or just reading it aloud to yourself and just taking your time to really analyze what you have in your story. Let's get started. Remember, if you didn't get started yesterday, you can use this personal writing prompt page to pick a topic. Or if you have a story that you would like to share, you can talk about a small moment that you already had happen in your life. But if you cannot think of something, use this planning page, use this page right here to pick a topic that you might be able to connect to. It does not have to be exactly what it says, but choose something from this page to help get you started. So yesterday we worked on the beginning and I shared the beginning of my story. I'm going to reread it because in order to add details, you should always reread what you already wrote to make sure that your story stays consistent and stays fluid so that it makes sense as you go on. So I'm going to reread my beginning and then I'm going to start adding more parts to the middle. Okay. In October 2012, we had just moved into our new apartment. Jada missed her friends. She was very lonely. She kept asking me if we could get a cat. I really wanted to say yes, but we were not allowed to have cats in the apartment. I told Jada we would go to the pet store and look at small animals that fit in cages. She was thrilled. The next day, we woke up bright and early, had breakfast, and got dressed. We headed out the door to PetSmart. We had no idea what pet we would choose. I was nervous. My stomach felt bubbly inside. My hands were clammy. I knew this day would be important for years to come. Having a pet is a big responsibility. And then at the bottom of the page, we checked off that I had added characters, I had added my setting, and I had told what my problem was. I'm going to come back to these parts later. So today I'm on the middle part. So my last sentence was, having a pet is a big responsibility. Adding my middle. In the car, telling you my new setting. I'm in the car. In the car, we talked about what kind of pet we wanted to adopt. Okay. We both agreed that we did not want a fish. You cannot hold a fish. You cannot, make sure you write neat so I can understand what you're writing, pet a fish. You cannot play with a fish. Okay, so that's why we decided we did not want to fish. Now I think I want to add some dialogue. And remember, dialogue is when your characters start to talk. So I'm going to put my 6s, which are my open quotation marks, to show my characters are talking. I think I would like to get a hamster. Now she's done talking, so I'm going to put my 9s here. Said Jaden. So I know that she's speaking because I have quotation marks, open quotation marks, and then my closing quotation marks. That tells me that all the words that are in between is my character speaking. Now I'm going to respond. Oh no. I don't think so. Hamsters look like mice. Jaden, I am afraid of mice. And now I'm done. I actually said more than just one sentence, and your characters can say more than one sentence. So I have, oh no, I don't think so. Hamsters look like mice, Jaden. I am afraid of mice. Okay, that's letting her know, or letting the reader know that I'm talking, that I'm speaking. Jaden made a face at me. Oh, Mom. Don't be such a fraidy cat. She said. Okay, so we had a little conversation back and forth. Now, you don't want to put too much dialogue because then the story can kind of get lost in the details also. So you have to be careful of that. Oh, Mom, don't be such a fraidy cat, she said. We rode the rest of the way there. Quietly. Both of us deep in our own thoughts. Thinking about what pet we should get. Okay? So this is us still thinking about what we should do. We finally arrived at the store and climbed out. Jaden rushed into the store, leaving me behind. When I walked in, noticed she was standing in front of a cage with little baby rabbits. How cute. I'm saying, I said, but no. So I told her no. So I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to do my stop and check for my work for this page. Circle each part you have included so far. Am I telling the story bit by bit? Am I telling big chunks? Am I jumping from one place to the other? I don't know. Let me look. Am I telling it bit by bit? Here we were in the car. We were talking about what kind of pet we wanted to adopt. We talked about why we didn't want a fish. Then Jaden wanted a hamster. We talked about why I didn't want a hamster. We thought about what pet we should get on our own. And then we finally made it to the store. So yes, I'm definitely telling the story bit by bit. I can circle this part. Am I using lots of details? Let's see. Told you about a fish. I mean, I could have told more about what kind of fish she wanted. Maybe I could have said we did not want a goldfish or a guppy or something more specific. Hamsters look like mice. She told me I was a fraidy cat. We're thinking, definitely giving you details. I'm telling you, we arrived at the store. We climbed out of the car. We didn't just get out the car. We climbed out of the car. Jaden rushed into the store. So I didn't say she just went into the store. She rushed. So that gives you a picture of how fast she ran into the store. So she went so fast, she left me behind. And then when we went inside, we saw a little baby rabbit. Not just a rabbit. We saw a little baby rabbit. So yes, I'm including details. Am I using punctuation? Does my story make sense? We'll come back to these two on Wednesday. For now, that's the end of our lesson for today. And remember, tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm going to start looking back to see, did I put capital letters in the right places? Did I miss punctuation in some places? And did I miss words in some places? And I don't remember if I said, did I put capital letters in the right places? Okay. So I cannot wait to read your stories. Make sure you're reading your stories aloud and putting in all those juicy details. Bye-bye.